What's up, guys? Welcome once again to the Save Continue podcast. I'm at the newscast. I almost said Save Shanae. That's why I got tripped
Newscast.
up.
One time you said slave continue.
How long ago was that?
I don't know. I just remember it.
Yeah, that was a good one, though.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Save Continue newscast. My name is Ryan Robinson. That's Tom Shelby.
Good morning.
Hi.
That's Shanae Howard.
Hi.
Every week,
Don't steal my thunder.
Okay.
Every week we get together with news stories from the previous week that we thought were interesting and wanted to share with you guys. I didn't write down the date range, so I don't know what it is.
It's this week.
Yeah, but it's this week.
Well, last week.
Last week.
Next week we'll do it. So whatever days we don't name there.
You'll figure it out. All right, so first up, what I have written down here is so The Last of Us 2 had a couple of trailers that came out, and they finished off their presentation last week of the game with what many consider to be an excessively violent trailer.
Paris Games Week presentation.
Yeah. And basically, Jim Ryan came out and said, "Hey, we made this is an adult game for adults, and this is the game that we wanted to make."
People's concerns seem to be not so much that the game is overly violent, more so that like it's a very violent trailer. It's not even really a trailer; it's just a scene from the game.
Right.
I don't imagine they're going to use that as promotional material. But people's whole thing is that like you're streaming it on the internet, a stream that probably a lot of kids are watching.
Yeah.
My whole thing, we talked about this last night. Like
police your
maybe,
kids for you.
yeah, maybe monitor what your kids are doing online.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Do you know where your kids are?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to me that most parents just care more about sexual content rather than violence.
Well, there's no sex here.
Yeah.
But-
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on what your interpretation of sex is, but also the Monster Hunter World beta release is slated for the dates between December 9th and December 12th. I'm excited. I want to put my hands on that game.
So everything you're talking about here is Paris Games Week stuff. So let's just jump into that.
Sure.
Really, no big news coming out of anybody but Sony.
Yeah.
We saw Sucker Punch's new game finally, Ghost of Tsushima. That
Yes.
looks fucking
Yeah.
cool.
Samurai Showdown.
Yeah. We saw Concrete Jungle from the guys that brought you Entwined. It looks a lot better than that game looked.
Yeah, and Twine was barely a game.
Yeah. Blood and Truth from London Studios. That looks okay.
That's sort of a more fleshed out
Heist.
London heist thing.
Yeah. Nothing real significant. Some gameplay for Shadows of the Colossus. And yeah.
We saw that
I didn't
Spider-Man.
get to see that. How did the Shadows of the Colossus look?
Looks fantastic.
yeah, there's some they
the
showed
first one I saw was
It
fantastic.
showed a forested video of a forested area that neither Tom nor I remember from the first game.
Yeah.
So there might be more to this version of the game.
The new Spider-Man trailer showing gameplay and what looks like a playable MJ section.
Yeah, because and it was only for a second. The camera pans around to her back, and they start to go over the shoulder the way that you would when you're about to enter a gameplay section.
I'd say probably the biggest news, what will probably be most profitable, not necessarily for Sony, but shown at their conference, Spelunky 2.
Yeah,
Will probably make more money than most of these games.
yeah,
And we're going to the moon
yeah,
with daughter.
yeah.
Daughter Spelunky.
Daughter of Spelunky.
Yeah.
If it was, they should have. I know that it's a daughter. But
DOS.
They still should have called it Son of Spelunky.
Guacamelee 2 looks like more of the same, which isn't a bad thing.
Yeah, I like Guacamelee a lot.
Hong Kong Massacre looks good. Anything else?
I think you covered it. Hong Kong Massacre, I want to hold on real quick on that. I like that because, one, I really like Hotline Miami a lot. And Hong Kong Massacre looks like 3D Hotline Miami to me.
Well, it's top down, but yeah, 3D. Production values are definitely higher. The cutscenes seem like AAA cutscenes. Erica, which is tied to their PlayLink
Interactive
service,
movies.
looks pretty neat.
Right?
Ore, which I believe is how you say that name, and it is that was Shadow Drop, so that's out now. You can go play that.
Yeah. Tied you over a little bit.
And that's about it.
Yeah. Let's just jump into this, what you have about Housemarque, because I want to talk about that.
Okay, so Housemarque put out a press release basically saying arcade games are dead, and this, that's Housemarque's pedigree.
Yeah.
They've made games for fucking years.
That's their thing.
A lot of people don't realize, like, the original Stardust was released, like, on old consoles, like, I believe Commodore 2600, like, old games. This is before they were called Housemarque.
Yeah.
That's their bread and butter, and they're saying that it's not sustainable.
Oh. It sucks because you see the headline, arcade is dead,
Right.
And then you're thinking, oh, Housemarque's going to revolutionize the whole arcade market, but nope.
So they're going into more as games of the service thing, and we can actually throw Runic in here as well. Runic closed down this week, stating very much the same reasons. Just a couple weeks ago, we had the closure of Visceral for very much the same reasons. So 3 studios so closely together.
And for those of you who don't know, Runic, the makers of the Torchlight games as well as the recently released Hob.
Right. So 3 studios so closely together, stating the same reasons. EA didn't come out and say it, but like they pretty much
They said it without saying it.
It's interesting. Housemarque isn't closed.
Right.
But
they're just changing.
Yeah.
And we'll see if it's a change for the better.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, the change makes me uncomfortable just because I've always known Housemarque to be like what they've been, like games like.
Also, you hate change.
Sometimes, but like also like games like Resogun.
Like Stardust. I mean, they employed
those are
for the last few games employed Eugene Jarvis.
Yeah.
Who like made Robotron and Defender.
Yeah.
So it's sad. I don't know. I don't know how deep you want to go into it because I feel like we can make a whole show about this topic.
Yeah.
But
save it.
Also, back to Paris Games Week real quick. One big one that I forgot. Codemasters comes out with this game called Onrush. For those that don't know, Codemasters makes a lot of very popular racing games, some simulation, some arcade. They have several different teams doing different kinds of racing games. So last year, Sony closed down Evolution Studios. Evolution was very popular for making the Motor Storm games, and then went on to make Drive Club.
Not as great game.
Yeah, well, a good game, just bad release. So Codemasters picked up a lot of them. I mean, people like that game. It's highly praised. But, Codemasters picked up a lot of those devs, and those guys are making Onrush. Onrush looks like MotorStorm.
I like
Super
MotorStorm
excited
a lot.
for it. And it's a summer game. I think that's a great summer game.
Yeah. I would like to play more MotorStorm.
Yeah.
Even if it's under a different name. What was the last MotorStorm you played, Tom?
MotorStorm, is it Arctic Edge?
Yeah.
I think it's called Arctic Edge.
What was the one before that?
Apocalypse?
Yeah, with all the volcanoes and shit, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love MotorStorm, so looking forward to seeing if that's what it turns out.
Apocalypse was actually like bundled with a lot of PS3s and also the PlayStation TV, like the actual TV. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the one that came out for PSP?
That was the Arctic one. I think it's Arctic Edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the BlizzCon?
Okay, BlizzCon. So you guys are gonna have to help me out with some of this because they covered a lot.
Yeah.
We saw World of Warcraft Classic for all the people that have been wanting to play that game without the expansions.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to do that. I don't see that happening until probably late next year.
Sure.
But they're working on it at least.
It might a little bit earlier.
I doubt it, but maybe.
Yeah, me and Bert were talking about it and how like other MMOs have like people that just make servers for that, and then people have been wanting for a long time like vanilla WoW.
Right.
Yeah, but they're also working on their next expansion.
Yeah, they did the stupid ice cream thing when they announced it, which was really on the nose.
Dumb.
Yeah, so they announce Blizzard World, and when they're talking about Blizzard World, I think everybody in that crowd, all 30,000 people, are like, they're opening a theme park.
Yeah.
Nope. It's just a fucking Overwatch map.
Yeah.
New Overwatch character Moira, who I believe is a healer.
Hello, Moira.
Yeah. Legendary weapons coming to Hearthstone. StarCraft 2 going free to play.
Well, also dedicated single player mode coming to Hearthstone too.
Well, they already had single player mode, but this looks like it may be. They were kind of vague on it. It looks like it might be like a choose your own adventure type thing.
Yeah, because the single player stuff was like campaigns and shit, not like a,
Yeah. So that's a lot of Blizzard stuff. Diablo skins coming to Overwatch.
Yeah. Do you want that?
More Heroes stuff. I mean, it's I want Diablo, but I don't see that happening for another 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. Well, that's video games. Shanae, what's your news?
Oh, my news.
Mm-hmm.
Berto put a ring on it.
Oh, ring on what?
On my finger.
Yeah.
We're
Today's
engaged.
getting married.
Yeah.
We're engaged now.
To
Yeah.
a dog.
Yeah. The dog's name is Marry Me. So.
If you're confused, Berto used an Australian Shepherd puppy to propose to me, and had like the marry me on the dog tags.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna get her dog tags replaced to her actual name, which is Luna.
Yeah. We've also been promised that we could marry you on the show.
Yeah.
I didn't say on the show.
You did say on the
promised.
show. You said on the show, just not
You
as long as it's
promised
not.
that we could stream it on Twitch.
Yeah. You said that we can marry you on the show, just not in Tom's room. That's what you said.
Right.
So.
I might have said that. I was real blissed out.
Well, you said it, so.
Nintendo news you skipped over.
Oh yeah.
So Nintendo reported their financials. Really interesting to see. The Switch is like just below where the Wii was as far as its growth and projection. Like it's getting there.
I think.
I don't think it's going to meet that, but it's like right below Wii numbers.
What was the timeline that the Wii was working with? Like 2007 to.
Well, no, it shows within the timeline. Had they all started at the same time, the upwards projection of all the consoles, and it's like that line is right underneath it.
Let's see how it does. Its first holiday.
Yeah,
season.
well, you got to remember the console is only 7 months old.
Yeah.
Hasn't had a holiday yet. Hasn't had a tax return season yet. Hasn't had a Black Friday yet.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Mario Odyssey, 2 million copies sold in the first 3 days.
Yeah.
So they're doing okay.
Yeah. You like that Mario Odyssey a lot too.
I do.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of videos of like kids pretending to be Mario and throwing hats and stuff.
Yeah.
It's been really cute.
Are they as good as those videos from like 10 years ago of people throwing their Wii remotes at their TVs on accident?
They're normally like toddlers, so not really. They're not really that coordinated, unfortunately.
Lame. All right, well, that's the news for this week, guys. If you have any stories or anything that you want to pass along to us, just email us at savecontinuepodcast@gmail.com. Drop us a line also at our Facebook at Save Continue Podcast. I'm Ryan Robinson. That's Tom Shelby.
Goodbye.
That's Mrs. Alberto Aranda.
Bye, guys.
We'll see you next week.